the landing craft support, later reclassified landing ship support. Large class of amphibious warfare ships were used by the United States Navy in World War II in the Pacific. They were primarily used for close support before landing forces on beaches. They also performed radar picket duty and firefighting. They were nicknamed the Mighty Midgets. The original designation for the ships was LCS, which stood for Landing Craft Support Mark Chapter 3. In 1949 the class was reclassified to Landing Ship Support Large. The USN had to have the designation LCS because there was also a smaller class named LCL, that were built mainly for rescue and smoke laying during amphibious operation. Design and manufacture. A total of 130 were made. 3 different shipbuilding yards did the construction: George Lawley and Sun Commercial Iron Works, and Albina Engine Works. The hull was the same as the landing craft infantry ships. They were 158 feet 6 in long, displaced 250 long tons, 23 feet 3 in wide, and drew 5 feet 10 in when fully loaded. The flat bottom and skegs between and on either side of the twin screws allowed the ships to safely beach. The anchor is at the stern of the ship so it can be used to help pull the ship off the beach if necessary. The twin variable pitch screws were each driven by a bank of 4 grey marine diesel engines, with a total power for all 8 engines of 1,600 horsepower. These engines gave a maximum speed of 16.5 knots, but normally the ships sailed at 12 knots. The ships had a range of 5,500 miles. Armor for the gun mounts, pilot house and conning tower was provided by 10-pound SDS splinter shields. The ships could be built in as little as 10 days, and final fitting out would take a further few weeks. The LCS ships provided more firepower per ton than any ship ever built for the U.S. Navy. 3 guns and 10 rocket launches were the main armaments. The bow gun was a .350 caliber gun, a single 40mm gun or a twin 40mm gun. The forward and aft deck guns were twin 40mm gun. The 10 Mark Chapter 7 rocket launchers were situated between the bow and forward deck guns. 4 20mm cannons were also mounted and other arms stowed. The ships had a smoke generator which was used to obscure landing craft approaching the beach. The ships also made very good firefighting ships. A firefighting manifold was fitted in front of the bow gun and 2 monitors with pumps fitted just forward of the aft gun. British LCS vessels. The British also designed, built and operated a small number of Fairmile Type HLCS vessels. 3 of these were sunk in action operations. The Battle of Tarawa showed a gap in Navy resources for close-in support of landing troops. The time interval between the end of shelling from the large ships and the arrival of the landing craft on the beach allowed the defenders to regroup. The landing craft support was designed to fill this void. The first landing craft support ships arrived in the Pacific Theater in time for the landings at Iwo Jima. After providing close-in support during the landings at Okinawa, many landing craft support ships were placed on the radar picket stations as anti-aircraft platforms. When not on a picket stations, the ship would create smoke to hide the fleet at anchor and perform skunk patrol screening for suicide boats. In the Borneo campaign, landing craft support was used in landings in Tarakan and Balikpapan. During World War II, 6 LCSs were sunk and 21 were damaged. 3 of these small warships received Presidential Unit citations, while 6 were awarded Navy Unit citations. Importantly, Lt. Richard M. McCool, skipper of the US LCS 122, was awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor. Post-war, at the end of the war, surviving ships returned to the United States. Some were restored to action for the Korean War. Many were transferred to Japan, France, Cambodia, Thailand, Greece, and other nations. Only 2 ships are known to still exist. One has been highly modified as a fishing boat. The second was in Thailand and was kept in very similar configuration to its original 102. The National Association of RCLCS 1-130 was successful in having the HTMS Naka transferred to the association for public display in the United States. She was officially released from the Royal Thai Navy on November 10, 2007 after being returned to the USA in September of that year. As of May 2010, the RCLCS 102 is under restoration for eventual public display and tours in Vallejo, California, at the former Mare Island Naval Shipyard.